Hey, how's it going today, everyone? Coach Danny Alvarez Jiu-Jitsu Arlington, Texas. Just got done running. Wanted to drop some mental vitamins in your ear for Monday. Get some Monday motivation real quick before I hop into class here and finish teaching and training. But just listened to some Les Brown while I was running, and he's talking about, if you do what's easy, your life will be hard, which is so true in so many different aspects. For my jiu-jitsu people out there, you want to put in perspective for jiu-jitsu, let's talk about running from the toughest training partners, right? I see it all the time. Been training over 20 years, had the academy for 11 years, see it day in and day out. Guys that show up on the mat, you take a scan of the room, you take a look, oh man, it's tough today, and you try to find some of the guys that you probably know that you can beat, maybe some easier rounds, easier rolls, and then you go that route. And then when you do have to tie up with some of the tougher training partners, it's really, really tough. It's hard, right? Versus if you train with the guys that are tougher all the time, even though you don't feel like it and you know it's going to be tough, it becomes easier and easier and easier. It's still tough, but you're able to manage the situations a lot better and the pressure a lot better versus every now and then when you're running from those tough training partners, it just becomes harder and harder, right? So anyone that does jiu-jitsu can relate to that. If you're new to jiu-jitsu, you got to take that advice and let that sink in for a minute. When you show up to class, you got to grab the toughest training partners. I don't care how your day's going or whatever, how you're feeling, the better you're going to get, so much better, so much faster grabbing those tougher training partners. And then you got those individuals that don't come to class, right? Which every academy has those. Every academy is pick any fitness club, anywhere, anything. You get people that sign up for something, and then they get kind of wishy-washy with their goals. They're not committed, and then they don't show up. So when they do show back up, the workout's so much harder versus if they just would have showed up a couple times a week, right? There's how many hours in a week? If you showed up for a couple classes, hour and a half a piece, hour a piece, get your workout in couple times a week, it starts to build, it's got some momentum, get some things going for you, becomes easier and easier and easier, right? What's in motion stays in motion. But if you're out of motion, you're on the couch, you're making excuses, you're not showing up, it just becomes harder and harder, right? Pick your diet. If you're trying to eat cleaner, eat better, your health is not really good, and you're making excuses and you're allowing your friends and your families to, talk you into eating the chips and salsa at the table that's full of grease and, whatever else, French fries and burgers, and you can start again on Monday. When you do want to try and buckle down and get to it, and stick to something, it's going to be so much harder because you have no discipline. You have no rhythm, anything, no momentum going forward with anything. So when you try to stick to something, it's just going to be so much harder because you just took the easy route. And I think as far as humans go, I think that's just our first instinct, right? Our first instinct is to try to just run from the things and avoid the things that hurt, that are painful, that are hard to do, versus how many of us out there are really trying to go toward the things that are giving us problems, making things hard for us, the harder, the tougher route to pick. If you pick those tougher routes, if you pick the harder things for you, life's just going to be so much easier. And just over time, I found that out to be true. And again, I listen to this, Les Brown all the time. I hear the same message over and over again. And then today, it's just one of those things where, man, that's a good message. Let me get that out because I just think more individuals out there, especially on a Monday, a start to the week, where some people complain about Monday, they're not really trying to embrace Monday and look forward to a Monday. If you change that attitude, your Mondays are going to be a lot easier, right? Your Mondays are going to be better. Your Mondays are going to be more fruitful, more productive versus, I hate Mondays, Man, I'm already looking to the weekend or towards hump day, stuff like that, So, got to change your mindset. You got to put yourself in some tougher positions, train with the tougher training partners, go towards the things that are going to make you just work a lot harder. Again, the first instinct is to run, look for the easy way out, find the easier roads. But that necessarily means that's going to be better for us in the long run. It's just going to make it harder for us in the long run, So anyone out there, you're taking those easier routes, picking those easy training partners, picking the easy workouts, right? Skipping class, skipping your workouts. Maybe you started off today and you didn't, you're not eating right to begin on Monday. Man, day just started. Change it up. Go do the right things. Pick the things that are going to be tough for you. Things will be easier for you in the long run versus let's go easy route now and then let's take the harder route later on. That sucks, right? Financial, everything else. You got people that they want to spend all their money, they don't want to save, and then later on in life they don't have money. They're broke. They're living paycheck to paycheck. You get paid once a month, and then second week of the month you're at home for the rest of the month for the third and fourth week because you don't have any money in your pocket because you blew it all right away. You went and partied and spent it all. Stuff like that. Stick to the discipline. Stick to the things that are going to be tougher for you. Things that be so much easier for you. All right, you guys have a great day and a great week. I got to get this gi on and get back to training. Peace.